Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you remember that old commercial? Well, I'm going to paraphrase it. Nobody doesn't like Caralee. And I'm talking about Caralee Gurney. She's one of the most successful realtors in North Texas. You'll meet her next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
You know, as a news reporter and now the owner of a PR firm, I've met a lot of people along my crazy journey, and Caralee Gurney is one of my favorite. And she's been on my show now the 3rd time.
Yes.
This is the first, there's only one first, and this is my first show in Fort Worth, and you're my first guest.
Well, I'm so excited to be here, and I even...
Oh, check it
out!
out! She's got the cowboy boots. That's awesome. Well, I want you to share your journey, because you have an amazing company and you have a unique name for your group. Talk about the origin of the Mariposa Group.
Great. Well, you know, I started in the business I'm in my 10th year now,
Wow.
Just starting out. So that's exciting for me. And I'd say about 4 years in, the Texas Real Estate Commission made a change and said we couldn't have certain words in our name. And so it was an opportunity for me to say, okay, I'm going to step back here, and we're not going to have the Caralee Gurney and Associates anymore. Let's make it something special. And so I have a friend who was my best friend starting at the age of 13. We were friends forever. We did everything together. And when she turned 36, she was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And 2 years later, she passed. But when she first found out about her illness, she went out to her family ranch and she sat Indian style out in a field and started to pray for herself and her health and, you know, God, what's going to happen to me? And she felt this shadow over her, and she looked up and it was buzzards flying over her head, which obviously was not what she was hoping to see. So she closed her eyes again. This time she started praying about her family. And are my kids going to be okay? Is my husband going to be okay? When she opened her eyes, there was a flock of yellow butterflies flying around her. And she told me the story as she gave me a James Avery butterfly. And since then, I've given the butterfly to other people that have been in need or mourning and going through things, and just said, you know, this signifies the Butterfly Club. And I explained that story to them. Well, Mariposa means butterfly in Spanish. And so it's my way to remember her, but it's also my way to talk about how we transform lives. We transform people from one home to another. We transfer them from one situation to another. And so that's what it means to us.
It's beautiful, and I can tell everybody that Caralee is beautiful inside and out, and that's so important when you're choosing a realtor, because I think what a lot of people kind of underestimate is the realtor becomes a big part of your life. I mean, when you're searching for a place to live, I mean, you get to become almost a counselor, don't you?
Yes. 100%. I mean, I say my job description is vast. Sometimes I'm wearing high heels and cleaning pools, and sometimes I'm straight up a psychologist.
and when you're going on that kind of journey and you're letting people into the most private parts of your life, you want somebody who's kind, and that's something that's always struck me about you. The other thing the audience wouldn't know is we've become workout partners, so we'll work out in the park together, and you're also the host of a very popular show on our network.
Yes.
So tell everybody about your show.
So the show is called North Texas Networkers, and it's not a show about real estate. It's a show about connecting people across the DFW area. So we've been doing it in your Dallas office for quite some time, and now here we are. We're going to be doing it in Fort Worth some as well. So looking forward to that. But it's just a great way to not only meet interesting people that I've never set eyes on, or give people an opportunity to hear from someone that has a meaningful story that can influence their lives.
Yes, and you and your co-host Stacy are just naturals. I mean, you're already inquisitive people, and you just make people feel relaxed. So we put together a little montage video, and let's go ahead and roll that now.
Good morning, I'm Caralee Gurney with North Texas Networkers, and welcome to our show about networking people across the DFW area and connecting interesting people along the way.
I'm so honored to be here, yes.
Emily Lynch is teaching us. She is one of our clients, and she is an instructor.
But that's something we established up front, and we've never had any problems working together. It's been tremendous working to the same goal.
How did you end up getting into training? I know you played football for Texas Tech.
I enjoyed working out. I had a blast working out.
So has it been fun? I mean, what's it been like? Because you're a natural, but you didn't come up in broadcasting.
Well, I was a journalism major.
Okay,
so you can give me a little bit of that, but not the broadcasting part. No. And I remember when Stacy and I had our first show, we were a little bit, okay, we'll see how this goes. But for some reason, Stacy and I are like yin and yang. I mean, we really complement each other. She's really funny, and we just tend to after the first few times of trying to really read questions, we were like, okay, we're just having conversations. And so that's what we do. We have conversations with interesting people. And Stacy and I seem to really connect and do a fantastic job, I think.
Incredible job. You've had some amazing guests. And let's talk about Fort Worth, because this is a big move for you.
Yes, yes.
So what went into this decision?
Well, a lot. Started with my husband, who works in Fort Worth now. And we just really thought about this. I'm talking 2 years, thought put into this. And I got really excited one day because I realized that I have great agents. I have two great agents in Collin County. I've got Janet Martin and Stacy Reevely. And why not expand to Fort Worth? We're still headquartered at our same office. Sure. But I live here now, so it's a great opportunity for me to meet people in Fort Worth. I've already done business with people in Tarrant County, so that's not new to me.
Yes.
And after searching for a house for so long,
yes,
I'm very familiar with the area now too. So,
well, I think you're going to do very well in Tarrant County, because there's a different vibe when you come to Fort Worth. I instantly, when I come from Dallas to Fort Worth, I start to relax.
Yes.
Because it is a little bit more laid back, and 12 doesn't necessarily mean 12. It could be 12:05.
They're all right with that extra 5 minutes. Bless your heart.
So what have you discovered so far?
That I love being over here. The people are really nice. It is a different feel. I love where I came from. I had just some of the greatest friends, but fortunately, I also have really good friends here already as well that we've been friends with for so many years. So it's not like it's a strange territory to me. We are over here a lot anyway.
Yes.
So I'm just excited.
And they have some very cool neighborhoods.
Oh, they do.
Okay,
they do.
Some of the favorite neighborhoods you've visited so far.
The hot spot is right over by TCU. I mean,
okay.
You can go to Colonial, which is definitely your upper end. You can go to any of that area there, over to Bridge. You can venture out a little bit further if you want something new and go to River Hills, which is gorgeous, beautiful luxury neighborhoods. They've got 3 divisions already started, and they're going to be starting a 4th one. And then right around the corner from there is Overton Woods, which, Plano, it's kind of like a Willow Bend. It's got the big trees and the older homes, but it's fantastic as well. And all of that is like 6 to 10 minutes from each other.
Wow.
So for us, we're in one neck of the woods and our friends are 6 minutes away. So that's kind of exciting. But then you can venture out a little bit further and go to the gated community of Mira Vista. And that's also very lovely. It's hilly, beautiful custom homes. In fact, you can still build out there. There's still a few lots out there that you can build on.
Well, Fort Worth has traffic, Dallas has traffic, but Fort Worth traffic is never as bad as Dallas traffic, is it?
Well, I don't know. I've gotten caught on some pretty bad traffic coming in on 114. So.
Really? Okay. Yeah. There are times. But I think just the quality of life in Fort Worth has its own special values. I mean, if you were talking to somebody who was moving from out of state to Texas, and knowing now that you represent buyers in Dallas and Fort Worth, what would you say about the Fort Worth vibe?
Well, it's interesting because you think of Fort Worth as a big city. I mean, it's like people compare it to Dallas or people compare it to Houston. Those are your big Texas cities.
Yes.
But Fort Worth is a big, small town. Yes. Everybody knows each other, which this is different to me. Everybody knows each other and everybody kind of knows who all's doing what, and they know the history of the town, which is awesome. So I mean, I think it's exciting.
I do too. I think you're going to do so well. We are out of time, so we're going to put your website up on the screen so people can get in touch. It's the Mariposa Group, DFW.com. Caralee Gurney, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.